Welcome, friends, to my organizing series this month. I have several videos now on my YouTube channel on craft room organization. And if that's kind of your thing and you're looking into it, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I either go live or put out a video on Thursday afternoon. So I would love it if you joined me on the regular. I like to hear what things resonate with you, and I do read your comments. So please say hello and let me know what your aha moments were. What was helpful to you? For 30 years, I had basically a closet that I could stack my craft supplies in. And that's just the way it was, and I dealt with it. But now I have a little bit of room for my own craft space. Not a lot of room, but a little. And so for the past 2 years, I have had a designated craft space. And I've lived in 2 different homes. And so I have learned what I need for a structure around me. And I thought I would share some of those tips with you. Rather than have a craft room tour where I show you all of my different supplies, I'd rather talk about what has helped me to maximize where I am in the small space that I have. So there's a few guidelines and tips that I think will help everyone. Even if you don't have a designated room, I think you can still learn a few things that would help you with your crafting. Having my own space has given me an incredible boost, and it's awesome to be able to walk in and work when you just have 20 or 30 minutes. I'm getting much more done. Instead of plowing through supplies, trying to find what I need, that would take me 20 or 30 minutes. In order for me to feel peaceful, I need some structure around me. Otherwise, things go into chaos very quickly. Ask me how I know this, right? We've all had those moments. And I need to be able to see things visually. I need to be able to look at something, grab it, use it, and put it back. And I know that about myself, or it's everywhere. I don't want to be too uptight and not enjoy my space. I feel like I have found kind of my happy medium where I have some structure. Everything has a home where it should go. I know where to go to find it. So I'm not too uptight about it, but there does need to be some structure in order to find the things you need so that you can make use of that 20 or 30 minutes of crafting time. So look around your craft space. Is it peaceful for you? And if not, let's tweak it a little bit. Let's find a few things that you could do and add some structure to that, whether you're in a closet or whether you have a large basement or a small bedroom or whatever space you have. I would encourage you to start with 2 boxes. We're going to purge as you move through your supplies. So look for things, number 1, that you can throw away, and that will open up some more space for you. There will be dried out pens or adhesive or different things that you no longer use. Go ahead and toss those. The second box is your donate box. Things that you could give to grandchildren or a neighborhood child, a church, a school, something where those products get used, but perhaps they're not your taste anymore. You know, our scrapbooking style evolves a little, and you don't really want to throw it away, right? Because you paid for it, but you're not really going to use it. So be honest with yourself and kind of do a little purging as you work through these supplies. My first tip for you is gather like things together and give them a home. I started with paper, and it made a huge difference. I had paper in 3 different places, and when I brought it all together, I could quickly see everything that I have with paper. I can't tell you what a difference it made. If I need a certain color, I can go straight to it. Prior to doing this, I had paper in probably 3 different places. And so I would run to one and then to another. If I got tired of digging around, I would just order another pack because I didn't know if I had it or not had it. So if you give things a home and you gather the like things together, you can quickly go take a look. Do I have it or not? And for me, having things be visual has just been a game changer. Like I can just walk in and see right away what I have. It has to be easy to open and easy to grab and put away. I do have a video that talks specifically about paper and how I organize that. Most of us have more paper than probably anything else, right? So this gave me the vision of what else I could do and made the process so much more enjoyable when I could see all my paper, have it labeled, have it accessible, just easy to grab and go. I have these cubbies that I got from Michael's, and they have little slat dividers in them. And I love that because then when you take a few packs out, everything doesn't slop over to the side, right? So I would encourage something like that that's divided for you so that you can easily access, easily put away. I know that mine is organized so my spring and summer are on the left 2 cubbies, and then my cardstock's in the middle, and then my fall and Christmas and winter are off to that side. So I have organized them by color, but also by season and by theme. Everything goes really well with this system unless you go outside of it. We have a system for our car keys, for example. They go in the kitchen drawer and they're always there, and that's their home. But the other day I went to grab them and they weren't there. So the problem comes when you go outside the system. Somebody did that. My husband was the last driver and he looked everywhere for them. His pants pockets, all over the house. He finally went back to his office that he had already checked and found them under a stack of paperwork on his desk. He had taken them downstairs instead of putting them in the drawer. How many times has that happened to you? Okay, that happens every time you go out of the system. So everything needs a home, and that way you know exactly where to put it back. I have this wall of cubbies, and I love it. It's called the Simply Tidy series from Michael's, and you can see I'm about 4 deep there, and my husband put wheels on the bottom. So each of these units, these vertical units, is 4 high, 4 cubbies high, and the bottom have wheels on them. And what I loved is when we moved, each 4 high cubby could just be rolled onto the truck and rolled in here. They're now attached to the wall, but these kind of, they have a way to fasten together as well. So it's really very, very sturdy. My tip number 2 is what can you put on wheels? That makes a big difference. Just when you're moving things around, make things easy to get out and put away. What about a cart? Do you have any carts that you can use? You can put a lot of the things that you use all the time in a cart. And I'm going to show you my cart. Just one second. My cart is right here. And it's loaded with the stuff that I use all the time. It's on wheels. And I put it right underneath my desk like this. So it's out of the way, but when I need those things, I can pull it out very easily and have access to a ton of supplies right at my fingertips. I love that. My tip number 3, do you store things vertically or horizontally? Typically, we do some of both. I like these Stampin' storage units. They're horizontal, but they are lifted up on top of my desk. So they are actually attached to the wall. So when I'm working here, I can grab a tool that I need, use it, and put it right back. And that keeps the clutter off my desk. So these are wonderful for something that can be attached to your wall and not take up space on your table. I have the Stampin' storage units here for my Border Maker cartridges as well. And you can see I still have a little room to grow. I love the Border Maker system. So I know I will get more cartridges. So I put this right behind my door when I walk in, and I have a place to put the actual unit and then the cartridges as well. I do have multiple units that I've used. If I have a friend come over, I like to let them use one while I'm using mine. So I want you to look at your supplies. What do you have stored vertically and what is horizontal? Could you make some changes that would open up more space for you? I really prefer vertical, but I do have some horizontal. Like right here in the center there in that cubby, I have four unfinished projects. 3 in the power layout boxes down below, and then 1 with a shelf divider up on top. I do like those shelf dividers because what if I just want to get to one of those on the bottom? I don't have to take off the 2 top ones. So I do like things that have little dividers inside. It also takes the stress off so things don't get too heavy or just have problems being stored. You can see in my cubbies here too, I have a lot of what we call pod inserts, and they have a nice handle on them so you can just pull them out, and then they're labeled. They have a little label pocket. And Creative Memories makes these. They also have a larger pod that you can stick 2 of these in if you're going to a crop or something like that. But I use these to divide up things within my cubbies so that I can grab just what I need and not have things slop over on each other. One of my cubbies is full of my die cut storage. It has the paper that I use and the dies that I use, and I like to keep mine vertical. You can see right here, I can just pull one out. They're on large magnetic boards here. Let's see, so I can show you just the whole board. And I prefer that over putting them in individual little packets. Like if I want to see tags, I want to see what do I have in tags. So I really like these. These are from Stampin' Storage, the same place where I bought the Punch and the Border Maker cartridge units. They have some really nice supplies too. Creative Memories has these new larger FileMate, like accordion files that have a little pocket right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's clear, but there's a place to label here. And you can put whatever you would like in this larger accordion file. It has little tabs at the top, little inserts. I have some older ones too that I've used. Here's one that has my son by the year. 8th grade, freshman, sophomore, junior, and I've just labeled these. So as I go through and put memorabilia in here, or pictures, I can sort quickly and have a little slot for everything. I really do like that. You can use them for whatever you need to organize, whatever needs a little separation for you. You can put in paper packs. You can pack up when you're going to a crop. There's a lot of ways to use an accordion file. What about drawers? I have these 2 drawer units. One is from Michaels. This wider one is from Michaels. And this one over here is from IKEA. I found that the IKEA one is smaller, but I feel like the drawers work a little bit better than my Michaels one. But they both have great space in them. And I love this top drawer is where I always keep my trimmer. So as I'm working right here on the table, I can use the trimmer and stick it right back in here. So I really love that because it makes it very accessible. These are some older punches, shape punches from Creative Memories. I don't use them as often, so they're not up above my desk, but I do use them, and I need to know right where they are. So they are in these little bins divided so they're not floating all over. And I can go right to them and put them back after I've used them. These drawers are really pretty shallow, and you can pretty much see everything at once when you pull things out. Some of the things that are back towards the back, the little tiny pinches, not as easily. But if you have them in a bin, they stay together and you can just touch the bin and bring them forward. And that way you're using all of the usable space. And if you had a deep drawer and you put these in a deep drawer, you would end up digging around. You wouldn't see them as well. You wouldn't be able to find what you wanted as easily. So I would avoid deep drawers and miscellaneous type drawers and, put your like things together so you can find them quickly. What about unfinished projects? This has been a real problem for me, and this can be something people easily overlook, but they can stack up. I tend to not want to put them away, so they're somewhere around my workspace because I think, I'm going to get to that, and sometimes they get messed up, and I recently decided I'm going to create a pod that says unfinished projects. And that's where they go. So what I've done here, I have 2 pages that I've started. Still need to finish some journaling. So I took out one of Creative Memories' Simple Pockets. It has this little tab at the top. And I put in all my little pieces. And I'm just going to lay that on top and then stick it in my pod. And then I know exactly where it is. The problem with this before was I didn't have a home. I didn't have a home for my unfinished projects. And so I was afraid to put them anywhere because I thought, I'm not going to remember if I put them away. So it's important to have a home for your unfinished projects. Okay, my tip number 5 is label. Label everything. I got this little label maker from Sam's Club years ago. I think it was about $20. It's still going strong, and it's so nice to have a nice clear label on your things. I label everything. These little 5x7 boxes are amazing. These are from Creative Memories, and they have nice clasps on them so that everything snaps shut nicely. But I just print out a little label for all of these boxes. I use these Avery Ultra tabs everywhere. My friend Lauren at Craft Some Joy introduced this to me, and I love them. They're sticky on the back, and you can label anything and lay it down. When I have a small collection of papers and embellishments like this one, this is what I do. I just put one of those little tabs on the side and label the collection and stick it in my cubby so that I can see exactly where it is. These Avery Ultra tabs are amazing. Creative Memories has some great storage pockets, and this one has the little thumbnail cut out right here. And this is called the Creative Memories Simple Pocket. And then there's another one called the Simple Sleeve. But this pocket just has that little cutout at the top, and it's sealed around the outside, so it's just a top loader. You can load anything in there. And then they have the sleeves. That one's a decorative sleeve. Here we go. Here's a regular sleeve, and these are open on two sides. So you can see that. So you can slide things in and out. And some people like to use these for scraps or for other things. If you want to get into them really easily and quickly, you could line them up so that the open side is on the outside of your cubby and you can grab them really easily. But both of those are great little organizers for you. The bottom line here is you want to label everything. You can see that my binders are labeled, my inserts are labeled. Everything is labeled because that way it has a home and you can see easily where it goes. I like to organize, but I also like to craft. So sometimes we tell ourselves, oh yeah, I'll do that later, right? I just will work on my project. But honestly, just put on a movie and do some organizing and you'll feel so much more refreshed and productive. It really does make a big difference. When you're organized, you want to get into your craft space. If this has helped you today, hit that thumbs up button or give me a little heart and let me know what your aha moments are and what you liked. You can find the organizing products I shared. There's a link in the description box. If you don't already have a Creative Memories advisor, I would love to be yours. Once you order with my Creative Memories link, I can add you into my Facebook customer group where there is more information and a few more perks for you. This is a group just for customers, and that's how you get invited in. Everyone can watch the videos and enjoy the content on my YouTube channel, but once you're a customer, there's a few more little perks for you. So tell me in the comments section what you plan on organizing, and I'll be back next week with some more tips for you.